Hey guys, just me rambling on, so this video isn't gonna be anything significant or anything. It's just me just vomiting my thoughts and feelings about a bunch of recent things that's been happening. I'll be running videos of some recent polls in the background, so it's nothing too... I don't know. I have nothing prepared really, just like, just thoughts. And you can feel free to click out of this video. It's nothing. If you wanted to know what my polls were, Takane, I had to spark, and I'll also put in my polls for Ranko. That wasn't too bad. It was just a few pulls. It was under 100 pulls. But yeah. So this video's just me spewing a bunch of things about what I think and feel about some recent stuff that's been happening. Specifically, a few gacha games and Idolmaster as a series. So I'll start off with some gacha games, specifically things that are end of servicing pretty soon or in a few months or whatever. So one of them was Precon. Precon got an announcement saying that Crunchyroll is going to end their service by the end of this month. This month being April, right? It was April, right? I don't even know what time of day and month and whatever this year is anymore. But yeah, April 30th, I believe, is the final day. And it's just the global version. The Japanese version is still going strong. But yeah, that's end of servicing. I was pretty active in there, pretty active in the clan that I'm in also, but unfortunately it's ending, and I don't know, people in the clan that I'm in are considering going to JP. I have no plans going to JP. As the game's ending, I'm gonna end along with it, so that's that. It's unfortunate. I did like the game. It was a fairly brainless game to play. You just go in, just tap, and that's it, and be done with for the day or whatever. But yeah, that's going away. It's unfortunate. I did put a decent amount of investment in it. Mostly got into it because what is it? Idolmaster collab. At least I was hoping. I was like, well, there might be a chance I won't. But they did, which I was happy. Unfortunately, right after the Idolmaster collab, or rather like a month or two afterwards, end of service. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, little hopium that maybe another company, maybe Cygames themselves, the original owners and creators of it, would pick up global or something. But I don't know. I'm not gonna be too hopeful. There was a tweet from Cygames English Twitter, the official Twitter, shortly after the announcement, like maybe a few days afterwards, they tweeted out asking like, hey, where is everyone connecting to connecting from? It's like, it's a strange choice of words, but you know what, it could be reading too much into it. It might not be. I don't know. Maybe they're just gauging if there's much interest in the global market for Precon. I don't know. But whatever. It's end of service. If it gets picked up and it continues, awesome, you know, I will stick with it, but if it's gonna end, it's gonna end, and I will end with it. So that's that for that. You know, in general, other end of services that happen to, well, this one's an old one. What is it? Dragalia Lost. I was pretty invested in it. That one ended like a while back. Like, I want to say, is it 2 years or almost 2 years? I don't know. I don't even know what. I don't know. Time is weird to me. Anything beyond a day is like, well, that's that's like a year ago, right? No, it was yesterday, but whatever. But yeah, that one was a while ago. That wasn't as you know, painful as some of the more recent ones. Like Precon's kind of like, ugh, man, you know. But that one, you know, when it ended, it was like, you know, understandable. Like, content was slowly slowing down, and then when the announcement happened, it was like, you know what, we're gonna push out as much content as possible and try to finish up the story. We had like a slow burn for like about a year or something before it actually ended, so it's like, you know what, it's fine. I had my gripes with the mid to late game content for that, you know, but overall, I had fun with it. It's sad that it ended, but you know, it's just me just rambling on stuff about end of services. And another end of service that happened also recently announced for a series that, you know, I do enjoy quite a bit. Our channel has been pretty much nothing but gacha for it. Is Side M, Idolmaster Growing Stars. Unfortunately, they decided to pull the plug. I pretty much follow Idolmaster. I'm not like super hardcore fan, knows the ins and out, but I do like it enough that I pretty much play it daily. You know, my mains are mostly Million Live and Cinderella Girls. But you know, I feel like the entire Idolmaster brand, like all of them, you know, All Stars, Cinderella Girls, Million Live, Shiny Colors, Side M, like they're all important. They should all be important. They all should be Idolmaster, but I don't know, them ending the service for Growing Stars, it's really unfortunate. Because, I don't know, I don't think it did all that bad, right? Like, it did well enough for what it was. It's so weird, like, even though I wasn't like super main playing it, I was mostly just doing dailies and like pulling for anything anything Jupiter, because I'm a Jupiter P, so like I was like, you know, Jupiter all the way. But I don't know, it's Namco Bandai, or Bandai Namco, I don't know what you want to call it, like their treatment of Side M is so weird. Like, I don't understand. But you know what? I shouldn't be surprised. Like, I'm not as surprised as other people are about how they treat them. Like, Bandai Namco is weird when they how they treat their own IPs. Like, going all the way back to other series like beyond Idolmaster, like I was really into the Tales of series, and how they handled that is so weird, especially in the West. Like at one point, the Tales of series, you which was like really, really well received and popular around the time of Symphonia, was originally, they were originally gonna just cut the cord with localizing it outside of Japan, because like it wasn't doing too well. But then it's like they weren't doing well because they weren't really marketing it. They just spat out the game and just expected to ride on hype or whatever. I don't know. And then yeah, it's so weird how they handle their own IPs and how they market things and whatever. I don't know. I'm just rambling. But it's also weird how they handle Side M too, because like it's considered a part of the main branch, right? And then the past few years they've been doing a lot of promotion with all the 5 branches. Those was it Voyager, with the MV Voyager with all the branches singing, and like there's the recently was it Master of the Idol World 2023. I wish I could have gone there live, but couldn't. But at least I streamed it. I watched the live stream of it. So, and everyone seemed like they were very well received. It's like one of the highlights of Master of the Idol World, where like people are like, oh man, like they're really good, and they are really good. Like, people be sleeping on them, but like, dude, they're really good live. They put all their all into it. It's super hype. But I don't know, it's like after everything that has happened, it seemed like they're pushing like, yeah, like cross branch, everyone's included. And then like recently they just had this really straight to the point stream where like, yep, service is ending, no more games. But we will continue doing side M lives and music. And I was like, man, what's even the point? Like it's cool that they're gonna keep doing lives and pumping out music and all that, but if you cut out all the other stuff that helps the series grow and gain more audience and such, like an anime series or a manga or like a game, like Growing Stars, like you're pretty much stunting its growth, and for a series to be successful, it needs to grow, and I don't know, it's so strange how they're going about this. And I got interested in Idolmaster back during Second Vision, because on YouTube I would see videos of like the idols dancing and singing to songs, and it's like, oh, that's pretty neat. And then like, what is it, you could switch idols for songs and MVs and all that, and they'll switch the audio too. Like they could all sing, and you could mix and match, and it's super cool, and you could dress them up and everything. And it's like, whoa, this is so cool and this is so fun and everything. And like I really wanted to get into the series. It looks really interesting. And then as it moved on to, what is it, the later parts of Second Vision, it started moving over to mobile and gacha games. Like some of that initial interest I had kind of was lost, because what is it, you could do so much with that type of thing on mobile games, I guess, maybe, probably, I don't know. It's still cool. You could still toss idols in, watch them in MVs and all that. It became a rhythm game and less of an idol raising game, but you know, for the most part, the original, I guess, idea of an idol simulator is there, you know. But now that they're moving on to 3.0, Vision 3.0, and like they're killing off the game where like you can, you know, kinda idol raise some, you know, aside M boys. Like, what's there's left in, you know, the original Idolmaster in that, you know? Like, I guess there's voice actors playing the idols, but I don't know. And it's weird. And the weirdest thing about all this is that Side M seems to always be kind of like the black sheep, you know? If, like, it's doing well enough, right? Like, there's an audience, a pretty dedicated audience. Like, I don't want to sound like it's a bad thing, but like, you know, the Fujo market is really lucrative. Like, girls will throw hella money at, you know, boy games and media and all that type of stuff. Like, do not do not underestimate Fujo cash. They are strong. But I don't mean it in in an insulting way. So sorry if any of you two people watching my channel that was watching this, that may be upset with that, but it is, and I can't imagine, you know, this series being any different from any other series of, you know, similar, you know, marketing. But yeah, it's so weird. And like with the previous game that they closed down to remake into Growing Stars, Live on Stage, like if you compare that to, you know, the other two big rhythm games that that the Idolmaster series has, you know, Starlight Stage and Theater Days, it's very cheap looking. And it feels like Bandai Namco is like, you know what, we like the main girl branches or whatever, but the guys, you know what, here's a little bit of cash. like it feels like they didn't get as the same funding that the other branches have, you know, and they had to work with whatever they had, which is why it probably looked and felt cheap. Like the 3D MVs weren't as like flashy as like the other two. And then so they had to end it, and they had to make a new game as like an apology for how shit the game was, because like that game had like no content for so long. And I don't know, and then like the music release was all weird and whack, and I don't know. And then they fixed a lot of stuff with Growing Stars. they kind of sacrificed the 3D MV, which, you know, one thing that I wish they had, but they made up with it with pre-rendered 3D MVs, which is nice, but I kind of like, you know, having to switch in and out different idols for different songs and have them dance and all that, instead of like a preset 3D MV. But I don't know, maybe it's more cost effective that way, because like Growing Stars feels like even though it's a better game with like a steady pace of content pumping out compared to Live on Stage, Like, it felt like, the staff there, the developers, didn't want to give up on Side M as a game. And maybe it's just a theory. I'm not saying it's true, but maybe like they didn't want to give it up, and Bandai Namco's like, all right, fine, but we're not going to give you any more funding. We're just going to give you the same amount of funding to develop this game as you did with Live on Stage, which is like almost nothing. So maybe that's why it felt like a cheap clone of a Bandori game. I'm not saying Bandori is bad or anything. I do like Bandori, and like Rosalia is my go-to band. But like, I'm just saying, like, when you compare, like, the live MVs there, it's very similar. 2D dancing around, but I don't know, like, it saddens me, like, even though I'm not like super dedicated with Side M, but like, Side M is part of D5. Like, you can't you can't just say, like, it's like you can't treat all branches of Side M as if they're all important and then decide to cut one of them. Like, I don't know. And then what is it? What's their recent console game? I forget what it's called. The one that had all the branches, but not including Side M. Like, that's weird. What is it called? Starlit Season. Yeah, Starlit Season, that recently came out, I think like last year or something. It was like the console Idol Master game. It's gonna be out like on consoles and PC. Region lock, unfortunately. And it had every branch except for the boy branches. Like, that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to happen to the Idolmaster series, whereas, like, you know what, break down the walls for all the branches and just put them all together. It's like all of them together, but for some reason they just decided to single out the boys and not have them in. Like, come on. have them join in and sing Onegai Cinderella or something, you know? Like, I don't care if you know, if it's a boy group, like, I don't care. Like, gender shouldn't matter for idols. Like what are we? Like, we're living in the olden days where, like, you gotta segregate the boys and the girls? Like, come on, you know? Like, I want the I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know what I wanted talking about, but yeah, like, that's something that would have been cool. Like, you know, have all the branches together in a console game. Like, why can't they do that? And like, all of this weird decision singling out Side M, you know, not giving them the sufficient funding that they gave the girls, the other branches, to make a good game. Like, all this weird stuff, it feels like they're setting up this branch to fail. And it sucks to see, and it definitely hurts to see people who are, you know, fans of Side M just sad, depressed about it. Like, I'm seeing them just be so defeated. And I understand. You put all your love into a series that, you know, company that owns it doesn't treat it well, and you're hoping that, like, you know, that your love for the series is like shown through, you know, your support to it, but then they're just blind and like, no, we're just gonna kill the series. Like, technically the series isn't dead, but like, what are you gonna do to a series that's just surviving off of scraps? It's not gonna last, you know? You're tossing in a bone. you're tossing in a bone, and it's like all these past few years. It's like I'm seeing all these side MPs like hanging on, and it feels like I'm watching my friends in a toxic relationship. And it's like they're so desperate and everything, and you want to tell them like, hey, you know what? Maybe this relationship isn't working out. Like, you know, like they'll be like, no, like I can fix it. I can fix him. You know, like they're it's like a toxic abusive relationship, and they're sticking on to it, you know. And now that like they're going through, like, I don't know, a breakup or whatever, it's like it's terrible. It's terrible to see everyone I know just feel so down and defeated. And not only that, like, what is it? They're ever since they announced Vision 3.0, like I'm all for like growing and like, you know, to the next vision, because like I've been waiting for, like, ooh, are they gonna do a 3.0? What's that gonna be like? And to a certain extent, like it's exciting to see where the series is gonna go, and some of the announcements seem pretty interesting. And a lot of it's kind of like, we'll see. And some of it's kind of like a bit worrisome, you know? Like right now, like when they announce the something live branch, like the VTuber branch, I guess, if you want to call it, there's a lot of skepticism, you know. I don't blame them. At first I'm like somewhat kind of excited, but thinking about it, it feels like they're just bandwagoning, you know? Like if they announced this VTuber group or whatever back when they announced, like, let's say Shiny Colors, when they announced Shiny Colors, people were upset with Shiny Colors branch, but you know what, it turned out well. People accepted them, and it turned out well. If they announced it then, like, I think it wouldn't have been too bad, because, like, you know, the game itself used somewhat kind of a live 2D model for them, so it might have translated well into VTubers. Like if they stepped into that early on, even if it was like a couple years ago, I think it would have been, you know, pretty fine. But announcing it now, after a couple years of like the VTuber hype, it just feels like, you know, trend trend seeking quick cash grabs or whatever, I don't know. Like, but we'll see. We'll see. Like, I don't want to discredit anything new from the series. Like, you know, a lot of the new stuff that things were introduced, like new idols that were introduced in was it Cinderella Girls? You know, it was initially very negatively received, but now people kind of pretty much accepted them, and you know, they like the for the most part, I guess. But yeah, like we'll see how that is. I guess my biggest concern is, you know, it going to Vision 3.0 and like the hype around Web 3.0 the past couple of years, like, you know, Web 3.0, Vision 3.0, blockchain, NFTs, like, are they gonna go that route? If they are, then I am definitely not all about that, and I don't know, at that point, I don't know if I would want to continue supporting the series. Like, stuff with NFTs and all that have been like super pushed really hard in the West, but like people are pushing back real hard, and it seems like businesses are kind of like, you know, trying to kind of loosening up the push for that type of stuff recently after the crash on that market and all that. But it seems like in Japan's market, it seems kinda, well, I wouldn't say well received, but there's definitely not as an intense pushback on that type of stuff in Japan. So maybe they are pushing for that, because like Square Enix sold a bunch of their IPs for NFTs. For holy crap, they sold so much of their IPs off just so they can push for NFTs. It's so sad. And if Bandai Namco is going the way of NFTs with Idolmaster, I am not for that. And I don't know. And all this recent announcement and everything, it just, I don't know. It makes me think, like, do I even want to stick around anymore, you know? And I think I will stick around to see. For now, it's just disappointing. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just really disappointed with the way things are going with Idolmaster, and how so much of the gacha games that I've been playing have been, you know, falling into the end of service hole. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll go from there, I guess. And yeah. Oh yeah, and also I've been also losing interest in making, you know, intros to gacha, my gacha, so that's why this this gacha of my Takane has been delayed for so long. So I don't know, maybe I'll just pump out those videos out whenever I'm done with them and not even bother with like intros or whatever. But anyways, yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to spout out. Sorry to waste anyone's time. I kind of gave you warning at the beginning. I was like, I'm just rambling. So nothing of value is gonna be coming out of this video. Just me rambling. I'm not gonna promote it or anything, or push it out on my Twitters or anything like that. But you know, if you happen to run by this video, it is what it is. And I don't know. I guess I was just hoping to just speak to myself out loudly. It would probably be, you know, something that would help me see things into whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling on. I'm just gonna end it here. Alright, see ya. Bye.